Jason, I think that we need to talk about maybe being a little more professional here, maybe being a little more grave, approaching these stories with a little more gravitas, because
okay.
people more and more, I mean, like our level of expertise, and we talked about this a few times, like we have a level of expertise, we have a level of credibility. People reach out to us, and I don't want to make this sound weird, but they're longing for us. They're longing for us within their minds, within their hearts, within their souls, within their loins. And, you know, our job is to provide them with assistance. So we've had someone reach out directly to us via email, and I want to see if we could start by helping them out. Now, no jokesy wokesies, no, you know, sitting around here yucking it up. All right.
No shenanigans.
No shenanigans, no yucking it up. No tomfoolery.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
All right. This was submitted on our website, underworldnewstonight.com, by Ken Roylance. After phoning EPA about military base feuds, I'm attacked 24/7 with chemicals and microwaves.
Wow.
I do want to pause there because I have to ask Ken for some clarification there. Is he being like hit with like microwaves, meaning like the wave? Or are people just straight up like throwing? Yeah, are people throwing microwave ovens at this guy?
Right.
Because that legitimately does sound really horrible.
That does sound scary. Yeah. No, I appreciate that. Man, dude started at 11. You know what I mean? There wasn't even like a, what do you call it? Salutation.
Yeah, not even. Well, he doesn't have time. He just dodge a fucking microwave.
Just
I'm shocked he had the time to write this paragraph.
That's true. I don't know. Maybe he found an awning to stand under. Microwaves harmlessly bouncing off the top.
He's hiding in a trench.
Yeah.
Super. All right, email. Super in all caps. Super advanced tech UFO allows attacks to be done effortlessly and at close range. I'm gonna say you don't need, because close range is where you don't need like super advanced tech, right? I'm not an expert. But
I wouldn't think so. I guess
close range attacks are the lowest tech of all, because that's me punching you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. And remind me again, he started off with what? He contacted the EPA.
He called the EPA about military base feuds. The EPA obviously called either their alien buddies or their private sector buddies with a UFO or weird microwave collector Dave. And just started chucking appliances at this motherfucker. On top of that, the UFOs are letting it be done at close range. So somebody's running right up in his face and going, bah! And then throwing a microwave up.
Right. Yeah, that's a lot harder to dodge when it's that close.
Yeah. And by the way, an important thing is, you know, you're getting these microwaves thrown at you. Remember, they still recommend that you do not use the popcorn setting. So you got to make sure you use that 2.5 minutes. Hit that micro express button 5 times.
Okay. Helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. That's for our Orville Redenbacher heads in the audience.
Thank you.
Due to their constant repetition, I figured out the science behind the tech. I'm just picturing that sentence as something that our listeners say about us.
Right.
Government agents are able to enter a restricted area of our universe designed to protect its inner workings, the fabric of space. This allows for untouchable invisibility as well as interstellar travel. My site has loads of science and details to show that my story is true. I understand that this is the one conspiracy theory that we're not allowed to talk about. There are a few others. There are a few others that are much higher on the list that, like, you're never going to hear on this show. I'll tell you right now.
Right.
I can think of some specific ones that, like, you really shouldn't talk about.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, we're never going to cover. Right. Right. Getting microwave ovens chucked at you.
Yeah, but he's hoping to get some publicity so the attacks can stop. So that's the main thing. And I do want to stop these attacks. Guys,
yes, that's true. Yeah.
Stop throwing microwaves at Ken.
Yeah, come on.
There are office break rooms that need those.
Right. Yeah, just seems like such a waste. Yeah, but okay, so Ken, sorry, I don't want to get.
I don't know what's so hard to follow, Jason.
So Ken complained to the EPA about pollution on military bases.
Yes.
Bases, who then sicked microwave chucking
government agents that hide in pocket folds of the universe, possibly using a UFO, but they do it at close range.
And those attacks were so frequent that Ken was able to sort of reverse engineer the technology, which now he posits there is what'd you say, the control room of the universe.
It's a hidden compartment in the universe.
Hidden compartment with the inner workings.
Picture. I think the thing that's going to help you out, and maybe our audience too. Picture the universe as a pair of cargo shorts.
Sure.
We live in the main pockets, in the pockets that people with jeans have access to, right?
Like if you're going to if you're going to hang out and look cool and put your hands in your pockets.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are the pockets. Yeah.
Now, some people, this is like the CIA and the FBI. They're in those back pockets, those button-up back pockets, right?
Mm-hmm.
But these agents, they're on the lower side pockets where you keep your bowl and your lighter and your fucking what else I used to put in there in college?
Pack of Marlboro Reds.
A copy of Infinite Jest.
Right. Occasionally a flask.
Oh my God.
Got it. That's actually a great analogy.
Yeah, so these are
the cargo short universe hypothesis.
Cargo short universe agents who are being sent. They report directly to the EPA. That part's very important too.
Well, of course, yeah. Of all the powerful, nefarious government agencies,
probably the most powerful.
The EPA. Right. Yeah.
It would be really funny if the EPA did have interdimensional agents, right? Because it's just them going into all these weird pocket dimensions just to be like, stop it, come on.
Right. Yeah.
Knock it off, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. So what would we recommend to Ken? I don't know. Put down the pipe, maybe.
I'm gonna say a few things first. If they're throwing they're throwing microwaves at him, right? And have we determined if we mean microwave oven? I'm assuming they're throwing microwaves at the guy.
I'm just gonna say that. Yeah, that's the only thing that makes sense. Yeah.
They might be bludgeoning him even with the microwave ovens, right? Yeah. Because that's how it's gonna work. Right. I'm gonna say maybe this is going to be controversial, but just carry like a frozen burrito on you. Or maybe a frozen, I don't know, one of the frozen Amy's Sog Paneer things or something like that, right?
Sure.
And then, like, they try to attack you in the microwave, free lunch. Then eventually they're like, oh, he's enjoying this, so I'm going to stop.
Right.
But then you have to get your own microwave. So, then you'll maybe miss it a little bit. And then you'll be reaching back out to us and be like, how do I get my buddies? Or maybe, when they come out of the pocket dimension, say, hi, how are you? Have a conversation, get to know each other,
Yeah. No, those are both, that's great advice. It's very optimistic.
Yeah, maybe bludgeoning you with a microwave in their culture is how they say hello. I've been to Iowa before.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think they use microwaves in Iowa, though.
That's true. They haven't gotten the technology yet.
No.
They still rub two rocks together.
Right. I think, if I recall, it's waffle makers.
Oh, right. That's why their pasta's shaped like that.
Yeah.
My God.
All right, hang in there, Ken.
Yeah. All right, hang in there, Ken. Now, you guys, if this is your first ever time listening to the show, and you also can't read the name or description of the show, you're probably wondering what's going on. Why are these two sexy and pert sounding men talking about this guy Ken's being attacked by interdimensional microwaves, important though it may be? And the answer is that you are listening, ladies and gentlemen, to Underworld News Tonight, where we bring you the weird, wacky, and wild news of the week. I am noted man of the people, Andrew Michaels, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host, esteemed Henry Kissinger erotica curator, Jason Strong.
Yeah. No, that's It's been a rewarding hobby. A lot of people don't understand my passion for Kissinger's butt plug, but
I mean, that's
tracking that thing down, man.
certain cock rings have shaped history, and his was one of them.
That's exactly right. Yeah. And
Nobody knows as many words, as many synonyms for scrotal wrinkle as you.
That's right.
So,
or as we used to call him, Henry Kissinger.
So anyway, what we do is we'll bring you stories. We talk about UFOs, cryptids, just weird stuff that's happening around the world. Sometimes just weird things that normal people like you and me are doing. You might notice that I sound kind of bad this week. That's because I'm on vacation, so I don't have my mic. Jason, as always, sounds fucking great. So you guys should, ladies, flick the bean to his voice later.
Oh, no. Okay, let's... Right. As I make Bigfoot jokes.
during a Mothman joke. Now, Jason, I think you've got a weird, wacky, wild story to start us with, something that maybe is a bit relevant to you generationally.
Yeah. This story comes to us from popculture.com.
Hell yeah.
Via the popculture.com staff.
Well, which one? Did they all just say it in unison?
I can only assume that's how that works, right? That's how
I think so. Yeah, I mean, I've worked in newsrooms before. I do think so. That does tend to be how it goes. It's a weird thing. It is a weird thing, but
yeah.
At the end of the day, got to protect local journalism.
Yeah. No. Yeah. The lifeblood of democracy, local journalism.
Yeah.
And here's a hard hitting story. Kurt Russell claims he reported most witnessed UFO event in history.
Ooh, wow. Now, what is the most witnessed UFO event in history?
Well, we're going to get to that.
Great.
Because I don't know either, or didn't know. This of course, this story, kind of a companion piece to a story we've done earlier about Goldie Hawn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a few months ago we talked about Goldie Hawn, who actually I didn't realize she's dated Kurt Russell, right? Or they've been together for a long time, haven't they?
Yeah, they're essentially married. They haven't legally married, but they've been together for
so they're essentially married, but they haven't legally married. So you're saying like they have this long-standing loving relationship, but like they are going to hell for having sex cohabitating.
Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying.
All right, 100%. Great. You just want to make sure. Thank you. That we're clear
but anyway,
that.
We covered the story a few months ago where Goldie Hawn opened up about a extraterrestrial encounter she had in her 20s or 30s. It was it was quite a while.
She was in her early 20s. Yeah, she said. I think it was before she was even particularly well known. Might have been when she was at. I just pulled up her Wikipedia page to seem smart. When she was working on the NBC sketch comedy program Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In.
Laugh-In. Yep.
Yeah, it could have been when she was working up with Rowan and Martin.
Yeah. But anyway, now here's her longtime partner opening up about an experience he had. In Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Kurt Russell's character travels from one fictional planet to the next, exploring the vast reaches of space and encountering various life forms.
All right, wait, can we pause there? Not to spoil a 7-year-old movie, but that's not what his character does not do that.
I was thinking that.
I've seen that movie. I watched it on an airplane, and I think that like his character was an evil planet who turned into a god.
Yeah. I like that movie a lot, actually. And I do like how they open up with they tie the story into something contemporary. The Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
That's true. They turned it into something contemporary. A movie franchise that just ended, but not the last entry in the movie series, because he's not in that
middle one
before that.
Right.
You think there are like well-known science fiction films in which Kurt Russell's played a more prominent role?
Is that a serious question?
No, as we said, like they could have mentioned like Escape from New York or like any of these like. I mean, I guess that's not like really a one-to-one analogy either. Maybe like in Escape to New York, Kurt Russell saw some weird shit, like The president having to wear a wig and whatever, that was weird. And now Kurt Russell's he saw an alien too. That was also weird.
Yeah.
I don't write for popculture.com.
While promoting the film on BBC back in 2017, Russell told his UFO story and how he's tied into the most witnessed UFO event in history. So the event in question occurred March 13th, 1997. Pilot reported seeing a series of 6 lights in the sky while attempting to land a personal craft. Over the course of 3 hours, thousands of people reported seeing the strange lights in the sky before they mysteriously vanished without explanation. Russell explained he was the pilot who first reported those lights.
Wait, what is that?
But thought nothing of it.
That's actually crazy. Not just like he was one of the people on the ground; he was the guy.
Yeah,
that's wild.
Yeah, it says.
I mean, a lot of actors of that generation are like, kind of famously, Harrison Ford, right, is always crashing his plane.
Right. Yeah. I was thinking about that too. First of all, I had no idea Kurt Russell flew an airplane. I'm not surprised in the slightest, but yeah, I don't know. I guess if you were like one of the biggest stars in the United States and presumably want for nothing, and you're considered.
Well, also you have to have 20/20 vision. I could.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
No matter how much money I get, I will never be able to fly a personal use aircraft.
No, you're right. My vision sucks too.
Yeah.
If only it operated by smell.
That's not good. you stand around screeching like
a bat. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I fly. Russell was apparently flying his son Oliver to see his girlfriend when the young boy pointed the lights out to his stepfather. Actor claims he was somewhat transfixed by the lights, which appeared in a V formation. The son, safety, they're safe. After landing the plane, Russell dropped off his son before entering the air once again to head back to Los Angeles, thinking nothing of it.
All right.
Oh, wait. I must have skipped the part where he actually.
How old is Kurt Russell's son? I know this isn't the main point. This is 1997.
Right.
This is his stepson.
Right.
I think, right?
Yeah.
Because it was, let me see. He has one son born in 1980 named Boston. So it could have been him. And then he has another son named Wyatt. It said stepson, but I don't think it is a stepson.
Oh, I don't know.
And Wyatt was born in 1986. So he would have been like 11, and the other kid would have been like 17. This isn't important at all. It's just that's just a weird trip in and of itself, I guess is what I'm saying. Flying in your dad or stepdad's plane to see your girlfriend while he's like piloting, that's a weird.
Right.
And that's just a weird incident.
And if in that kind of long distance relationship, for someone that age, like that seems kind of doomed, right? Doesn't matter if your dad's willing to fly you.
I think these being Hollywood circles, it can be a little different though. Like, just because they hang out with so many people, it could be like she's on like some fucking Olympic team, and I mean, presumably they're not dating now, but like it could be on like she's on some fucking Olympic team, and like she's like practicing in Alaska, or like her family is in New York half the time, or something like that. Like, I think that with Hollywood people, it can be different, but I would imagine that sort of distance in the 90s, no, it's not going to last. And based on the fact that he said like his girlfriend and not like who's now his wife or something like that, I think that's probably also a fair bet.
Right.
What I'm saying though is this, like,
yeah,
think about like a long car drive with your dad, right?
Uh-huh.
Put that 30,000 feet higher.
Right. And I imagine, as we discussed, I'm not a pilot. When you're flying one of those planes versus like driving in the station wagon, there's no classic rock radio station you can listen to sort of fill the time or break the tension.
Because you gotta have the pilot radio on.
Right.
Yeah, so I would imagine not.
So like when I was 16, 17 driving with my dad, we'd sit in kind of an icy silence, but we would have like Aerosmith and the Rolling Stones playing.
Right.
So it didn't feel quite as awkward. Yeah.
No, man. Like, I just, I know. Once again, I know it's not the main point. The other thing is that I keep getting very worried about Kurt Russell flying, and then I have to remind myself that he doesn't wear an eye patch in real life. That was just in the New York.
That was just
he had the eye patch, so he can fly.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, at least in 1997, I don't know. He's getting up there now.
Harrison Ford's still flying, and I guess it's not going great.
Yeah. Right.
Let me see.
Yeah,
he's a libertarian. He flies.
Yeah, Harrison Ford's crashed quite a few times.
Yeah.
It's certainly more than one.
In 2010, Kurt Russell was inducted as part of a Living Legends of Aviation, receiving the Aviation Mentor Award from fellow actor pilot. Can you guess who? It's not Harrison Ford.
Oh, shit. Fellow actor pilot. Oh, man. I don't know. Timothy Chalamet.
Well, it was 2010, so he would have been 11 years old. So he would have been 4, right? Yeah, Timothy Chalamet would have been a sperm cell, so probably not. No, John Travolta. What Timothy Chalamet is going to look like in 30 years.
Of course. Yeah.
That's a little mean. I don't think he will.
Do you think, well, as you said, it definitely seems like something of this generation that the big name actors start flying airplanes.
It's a very boomer thing.
Do you think like Timothy Chalamet, when he gets up there in like his 50s, 60s, and
because these guys started doing it in their 20s and 30s.
Okay.
So Kurt Russell did this flight in the 90s. He would have been in his 40s. And he'd presumably been doing it since the 80s, right? Because he was also a child star. So he has a lot of money.
Yes. Oh, no, he's been around. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, his whole life. Right. He's been in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So he's yeah. I think it's probably a different adrenaline-seeking hobby now that they go after. I think that, number one, flying, the idea of flying is just not as sexy to people who grew up after 9/11. I just don't think I don't think it's and it's not in the sense that they're worried about terrorism. It's in the sense that they associate it with being a pain in the ass.
I get it. Yeah, I understand.
And also, I just think the environmental piece as well. I don't think that a guy like Chalamet, would want to be doing a lot of personal flying, because think about the Taylor Swift jet tracker and stuff like that. They probably just don't want to deal with that.
No, that's true. That's all true. So
as always, they made a great point.
Right. So what do you reckon he's going to do as he gets older? Paint Nintendo controllers or?
Honestly, well, I know he used to mod his 360 controllers. What's he going to do when he gets older? Maybe this is controversial, and if you're not going to do this, Timothy, let me know, and I will issue a retraction next episode. Otherwise, I'll assume it's true. I'm going to say extreme butt chugging.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Extreme butt chugging.
Sure. Sure. I can see that. Yeah.
Bungee cords and everything.
All the clamps and harnesses.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, we've dicked around enough. So yeah, Russell saw the lights, called it in, went home. 2 years passed. Saw a TV special about UFOs. That's when it dawned on him that he was the one that originally called it in. He said, while watching the show, Russell compared his feelings to those of Richard Dreyfuss's character in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, in which he witnesses a UFO and has familiar visions of where the UFO will show up next, but can't put his finger on how he knows it. That's really a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, I mean, because this is just a thing happened to you, and you realize, oh, they made a documentary about it, and because it was an anonymous tip, they didn't
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. If you've seen first?
I've actually never seen Close Encounters.
It's worth a watch. I mean, it's dated now, but kind of the thrust of the story is, these sort of regular human civilians are sort of develop this compulsion to go to where this UFO is going to go, right? I I don't remember. It's been forever since I've seen it. That seems like a stretch because Russell said that he saw the lights, called him in, didn't think anything of it. So I don't see how he has anything in common with that character, but I'm sure it was a cool experience to.
It's got to be cool. It's got to be a weird vibe at the very least.
Right. Are you at all familiar with this 1997 incident over?
I'm
assuming
heard of
Southern
it.
California.
I've actually never heard of this incident. I think obviously, like, it's weird. It is, like, apparently the most widely reported in history. But yeah,
Right.
it's never something that I've heard. But I was also, I was a year and a half old when it happened, so
yeah.
That would also make me less aware of it.
No, if only more celebrities had the courage to risk getting microwaves chucked at them or whatever.
I know, for real. Well, they're not going to throw a microwave at Kurt Russell. That's the thing. Because what are you going to do? Throw it at the Met Gala, right?
Right. I actually like Kurt Russell a lot. I like
some of his movies. I don't think I've seen that many. I've seen, obviously I've seen Escape from New York, and that's a really good movie. I liked him in Guardians too. What else is he in? A bunch of movies.
Big Trouble in Little China.
I haven't seen that one.
Tombstone.
Mm-mm.
The Computer Who Wore Tennis Shoes.
I do not know what that's. Is that a movie? Is that a real movie?
Yeah, that's one of his like late 60s, early 70s movies.
Interesting.
When he was a kid.
No, I've not seen that one.
Yeah, I don't think it holds up.
It's shocking. Right. Yep, and we've got a cryptid story coming right up next. And this was actually coming straight, and this is right ahead of us being at Squonkapalooza Cryptid Festival in Johnstown, Pennsylvania on August 10th.
August 10th,
check that out. But hey, this is a story from, I've only got reliable sources this week. This is from 97.9 The Kick FM, #1 for Dew Country. And right now I can listen to Work Days with Jess on the Job, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to talk about an Illinois couple that cannot explain what crossed the road in front of them. This was reported by the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, and just shared an incident that happened on April 30th in Kendall County, Illinois. So I got the exact words of the couple as they drove down a remote road in a heavily wooded area with a few homes nearby. It was around 4:30 p.m. This is the words that they submitted. Driving south on Millhurst Road near Fox River and Silver Springs Forest Preserve, a large humanoid crossed in front of my truck. It was over 7 feet tall and cleared the road in 3 steps, moving fast.
Wow.
There were tall weeds and culvert on either side of the road, and when we looked at the place it crossed, no weeds were disturbed. The Illinois husband and wife simply do not know what they saw. She mentioned that her husband is an avid outdoorsman. The Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization did a follow-up interview and found the couple to be very credible. And they shared their real names, Alan and Jackie Moreau, to back up the claims. The article mentions this is actually near where the infamous DuPont monster sightings happened over 40 years ago. Well, did I get the math right on that? No, over 60 years ago. Sorry, this is in the 1960s. And these were specific sightings that have been kind of reported as very similar to Bigfoot, but not like technically. It's not a one-to-one Sasquatch, but it's similar enough that there is a history of that sort of cryptid activity in the area. So definitely an interesting story. The article doesn't go super deep, but I think overall it gives a lot of I think it's a really interesting look at just something that was experienced.
So now we have we had a Bigfoot in Illinois yet?
The two things that there have been in Illinois that are not technically a Bigfoot are the DuPont monster and the Big Muddy monster. The Big Muddy monster is a Bigfoot that came out of a lake and smells like shit.
Sure. As one would.
Yeah. It came out of a disgusting lake. That's why they call it the Big Muddy monster. And both of these are close enough that I think it's pretty safe to put them in the Bigfoot family, as would this be. But it's not like Bigfoot country in the way that like you would associate the Northwest with being,
Right. And I'm sorry, you said that the story comes to us from the Bigfoot research.
This is the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization. So let me go ahead and pull up some information about them for you right now, so you can learn a little bit more about them. Let's see.
Well, shit, I might want to join.
Well, Wait until I look them up before you say that.
Well, that's true.
Maybe like we're hunting Bigfoot because he's Jewish.
Wow. Yeah.
Their website has the quality of design that you'd probably expect. Founded in 1995, the only scientific research organization exploring the Bigfoot/Sasquatch mystery.
Oh.
I swear to God, they have. Oh, this is from their Facebook group. That's why they have like a feed that embeds updates from their Facebook group, which I didn't know you could do. Unless it's just from Twitter, and it's just they have legacy Twitter on it. No, this is from Facebook. Okay. Yeah, they compile reporting squats. They deal with disputed facts. Sorry, they compile Sasquatch reports and deal with disputed facts about Sasquatch. So they listen to their website. What are the undisputed facts about the Bigfoot/Sasquatch mystery? It is a fact that for more than 400 years, people have reported seeing large, hair-covered, man-like animals in the wilderness areas of North America. Sure. It is a fact that the sightings of these animals continue today. Real or not, these reports are often made by people of unimpeachable character. Unimpeachable. It is a fact that for over 70 years, people have been finding, photographing, and casting sets of very large human-shaped tracks. Most are discovered by chance from remote areas. These tracks continue to be found to this day. It is a fact that the cultural histories of many Native American and First Nation peoples include stories and beliefs about non-human peoples of the wild. Many of these descriptions bear a striking resemblance to the hairy man-like creatures reported today. These are some of the facts. However, there is also much disagreement as to what these facts mean. To many, these facts taken together suggest the presence of an animal, probably a primate, that exists today in very low population densities. If true, this species, having likely evolved alongside humans, became astonishingly adept at avoiding human contact through a process of natural selection. To others, these same facts point to a cultural phenomenon kept alive today through a combination of misidentification of known animals, wishful thinking, and the deliberate fabrication of evidence. The BFRO and its members take the former view.
Okay. I think I take the latter, but sure.
Who's to say?
Right.
It's going to be a secret third thing.
Yeah. God, who knows? No, that's pretty cool. And it just ran across the road. Didn't really
just ran across the road. And that's pretty in line with Bigfoot. Usually when you do hear about Bigfoot getting... Yeah. Because usually, I mean, there was that story we talked about yesterday, the guy swearing revenge on Bigfoot and stuff like that. And that really, like, from the way that Bigfoot is described in that story, it flatly sounds like another cryptid. Like, 5 feet is way too small for a Bigfoot, right?
Yeah. Right. And also, there was a Bigfoot encounter where a guy got knocked out, right? Bigfoot chucked a rock at him.
Yeah, that as well. But that was also like, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That was like, you're approaching me, I'm throwing a rock to get you away. You know, it wasn't like Bigfoot came into my house and beat me to death.
Like rip my arms off or yeah.
Yeah, it's not a chimp.
No.
Because even like just throwing a rock, if you think about what a Bigfoot could do to you, throwing a rock is like, it is presumably throwing a rock to this guy so he wakes up and like talks about it. Like, that's not... Think about any other primate, including humans, right?
Yeah.
Especially humans. So think about a gorilla or especially a chimp. Even like an orangutan, which are pretty peaceful, you know, they'll still grab you and like not let go and stuff like that. Like,
oh yeah, right.
Or they'll bite or whatever. Like, you know, so you know, that's kind of what I'm saying.
Yeah. Now I do like these the idea of Bigfoot. It just seems like it's such a chill cryptid.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're going to encounter a cryptid, right? Maybe Nessie, but Bigfoot, I feel like you don't really hear, you know, no one's really, he's not terrorizing the countryside necessarily.
Yeah, it's not like a chupacabra. It can be scary. You know, you'll hear about like the Jersey Devil is scary. Mothman's given warning, so if you see Mothman, you know something bad's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But a Bigfoot, it's just gonna look at you and just leave it alone. It's, you know, treat it like Bigfoot is the easiest one to deal with because you just treat it like normal wildlife and you're gonna be fine.
Right. Yeah, I think so.
You know, like it's the same thing with like.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was saying
take only pictures. Like, go ahead. Go ahead.
Take a little picture. You said.
I was going to say take only pictures, leave only footprints, but
oh yeah.
Go ahead. It wasn't worth it.
No. Oh my god, that was such a build up for like a quick. No, like It's like bears. Like people really, and obviously a grizzly is one thing, and a grizzly you should freak out about. But like people freak out about the idea that they could ever see a bear in the woods. If you see a cub, get away. If you see an adult bear, slowly back away and don't approach it. Like they don't want to fight you, you know? Like
no, not
if you see a chimp, you're fucked. Right.
Well, right. If you're in the United States and you run into a chimp in the wild, like
it's escaped from a zoo.
Something's going wrong. Yeah.
Research chimp, man.
Right. Right. Either
I'm so fucking scared of chimps. It's unreal.
Either it's a fugitive chimp or it's a chimp that has become so advanced that he managed to travel independently here to the United States. And either way, you don't want to fuck with those.
No, not at all.
Yeah. No, chimps are scary. Bigfoot, though, I think kind of cute. Kind of cool.
Yeah, no, Bigfoot's, I wouldn't say cute. I mean, it's big. It's got dignity. I would say Bigfoot is a
dignity. Peaceful, thank you.
Yeah. Dignified and majestic creature.
I agree.
Not cute. Yeah. He's not a puppy dog, you know, but he has a majesty and a gravitas to him.
Right.
Like if I saw Bigfoot, unironically, if I saw Bigfoot, I would probably actually cry. Of the sheer like beauty of what I'm experiencing, I would weep.
Right.
And I'm like not like actually a cryptid person, and I'm not like, you know, cards on the table. I'm not really a Bigfoot believer, but like if I saw that, like based on the description, I would weep out of like a sense of natural beauty and majesty and something beyond us being preserved.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I felt that way when I saw like a moose in the wild.
Oh yeah, no,
or a buffalo. Like you just think like, oh man, you know, I don't know, being from the Midwest, like don't see that shit, and to see it like out just in the mountains, yeah, it's pretty incredible, and yeah, really makes you appreciate the our nation's natural forests.
Exactly. So you know what? Save the trees. That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
That's what this podcast is really about.
Save the trees so we can save the Bigfoots.
Exactly. All right. I think I'm in a messed up order, and I'm actually doing 2 stories in a row.
I think that's what you said, but I can do.
I feel like this one works better.
Sure, go for it.
Are we gonna do a break, or are we gonna like fake a break, or are we just gonna like jump back in?
I don't really need a break.
Okay, yeah, so I'll just jump back in.
If you do, we can. Yeah.
Hey, Jason, you know how we've seamlessly been having the same conversation, and I didn't edit out a part where I asked what story we're gonna do? That's
right.
Anyway, this is another story we're doing.
I remember you not saying that.
Exactly. This is another story I'm doing today, 2 in a row this week. This is from another very reliable source, Barstool Sports. Only ever genuine news from there. Mm-hmm. 3 new studies show UFOs are targeting our nuclear arsenals and high-speed aircraft. This is by Jerry Thornton.
Holy shit. Yeah.
Before I continue, I'm like kind of nervous to scroll through the Barstool Sports website because I'm like not sure how many Hawk Tuah beams I'm gonna have to see on that website at this point. Like it's got to be the thing that they've been about.
It's got to be, yeah.
Because here's the thing. Before I continue, is like Barstool Sports. When I was in like my freshman year of college, it was like kind of like around the like I don't want to say cancellation, but like, it was like Barstool Sports was notably declining in capital because like. Mm-hmm. Just being super sexist wasn't like cool anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna ask what the hell a Barstool Sport is. Like, I get that it's a website, but like, what sports do you play on a Barstool?
So Barstool Sports was essentially, it was originally like a bro-y sports blog. It was kind of like the idea being like, right?
Okay, yeah,
it was like. It was a website for frat bros who like sports and other things. And if you go on Barstool Sports, the way I would describe it is like, it is a website that very much lives in 2009. Like, you scroll through and it's just like, you know, tits and ass everywhere. You know, like the articles are framed in a very specific way. People still talking about how much they fucking love bacon and all this shit. Like, not like, like in a way that feels very early 2010s internet.
Right. Sort of stunted. Yeah. No,
I would say aggressively stunted.
I was confused because I thought Barstool modified sports, as in like these are sports that involve a bar stool. I understand what the website, like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, I also went to college in the New England area, and I think they're a bit bigger in New England. What you might know them for partially now, because I don't think a lot of people still go to like barstoolsports.com, and the people who do are probably in their late 30s, early 40s at this point.
Yeah.
But Dave Portnoy, the guy who created Barstool Sports, like he's kind of big on TikTok. He has a bunch of videos where he talks about like where he like goes around reviewing pizzas and stuff like that. Yeah. It's a weird, very broy website, but this article on there from Jerry Thornton, 3 new studies show UFOs are targeting our nuclear arsenals and high-speed aircraft. It's long since been established that, call them UFOs or UAPs, whatever unidentified things are buzzing around our skies using propulsion systems far beyond the capability of our most advanced technology. They've always shown a keen interest in our nuclear weapons. Or at the very least, they hang around them quite a bit for someone who's not interested. I mean, or this is this guy's blog, so he just writes like this. I mean, it's not hard to connect the dots. The atomic testing at Los Alamos in the mid-1940s with the crash at Roswell shortly after we started dropping the bombs to end World War II. Well, a series of recent studies claim that interest has changed slightly. Let me go ahead and take a look. So this is from the source. The internet is awash with videos appearing to show UFOs flying near high-speed planes, warheads, and even nuclear reactors. And experts have an alarming theory for why these locations are being targeted. In 1976, British Airways aired an ad for their Concorde flight in which an orb-like UFO darts towards the aircraft at incredibly high speed, seemingly analyzes the plane, and then accelerates away. The unconfirmed UFO appearance is one of the many that shows the odd, almost inquisitive behavior of these unknown objects. I'm going to stop there. That's a commercial. That was what they just described up there was a commercial. That is fake because that's how commercials work.
Yeah.
In June of 2022, at the Queen's Jubilee, the longest-serving royal monarch, rest in peace, you fine piece of ass, was honored by a
Mourn you till I join you. Mourn you till I join you.
She's up there right now with Kim Jong-il and O.J. Simpson.
Yeah. Yep. Just specifically those two.
Yep. They're the only 3 in heaven. It's an empty place.
They're the only ones that'll sit with her for lunch.
In June of 2022, at the Queen's Jubilee, the longest-serving royal monarch was honored by a cadre of 9 fighter jets spewing streams of smoke in the Union Jack's red, white, and blue colors and 1 unidentified disc. Despite it making the rounds on media, no clear answer has ever been provided as to what it was. Even more curious is the nearly dozen UFOs that appeared above Japan's Fukushima lab after its nuclear disaster in 2011. Witnesses told the Netflix docuseries Encounters that the UFOs saved them by lowering radioactivity levels. Local outlets caught several glimmering white orbs above the plant, extremely similar to the previous instances, dipping into the lab before emerging again in a sort of assembly line. The question emerges, are UFOs approaching high-speed aircraft because they are concerned they contain nuclear capability? Now, new research in the form of 3 studies held by a retired U.S. Air Force staff Sergeant Larry Hancock and a data analyst affiliate with Harvard's UFO hunting Galileo project, Ian Porritt, shows that not only has there been unusual activity around nuclear weapons and facilities, it's shifted over the years. At first, seemingly interested in the production of nuclear weapons, UFOs later sprouted up around silos and bomber bases. You would see the interest at silos when they were being installed before the activity would drop off, Porritt told the Daily Mail. There's no idea as to why this is happening. The 2 theories are either they're looking at this and being like, how do we stop them from using these, or they just want to track progress, or they just in some way want to monitor. It could also just be that those set off a high level of signals or whatever activity. But obviously it's something, or it could also be that it's misidentified military as well. It's also obviously the other possibility. But this is obviously, the issue of UFO activity around military bases, nuclear bases, high-tech flight stuff. Like, that's nothing new. So I think this is a really interesting sort of further dive into that.
Yeah. No, I agree. Or let me we've talked about some other sort of competing theories or ideas.
Interdimensional theories as well.
Yeah. What if the atomic bomb test? I just saw Oppenheimer, so the atomic bomb test did something to our reality that was like pulling these things through, or maybe opened a way for them to get through.
So that is possible, but I will say that is also the plot to Twin Peaks season 3, largely. or like the best episode of Twin Peaks season 3, like the explanation they give in part. So like,
oh really?
Yeah. Have you watched that?
Spoiler alert. No.
Came out 8 years ago.
Well, I think it was more than 8 years ago. Wasn't it like in the 80s and 90s?
The first 2 seasons came out in the 90s. Season 3, The Return, which was like the 8 oh man, Twin Peaks is so fucking good. Holy shit. But The Return is like,
no, yeah. Yeah. Well, I started with the original one, and I've gotten through a few episodes, but yeah, I don't know. I need to make a point to watch that.
God, it's so fucking good. I gotta rewatch it soon. But yeah, that is possible. I was like, oh, that's the best episode of TV I ever watched, actually.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair too, it's like not an uncommon sort of trope in sci-fi is that, you know, the inadvertent like portal to, you know, some other dimension or universe where things that maybe we don't want here are getting in.
Right.
Yeah. And it was, I'm curious. Well, no, you said it was through Harvard, right? Harvard has the Galileo project.
Yeah, which I believe
specifically
is tied to
looking for
Avi Loeb, but I'm not positive, so don't quote me on that.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of yeah, that's interesting information. I mean, it does sort of track, like, even if, like you said, if it was terrestrial military of other nations, you know, spying on shit, like those seem like places and things that they would take a look at. But
yeah, but also like if they had that stuff, we would know about it. That's always been my thing about that is, like, if you look at the amount of time, like the Tic Tac video was a good example because that was a 20-year-old video, or now it's a 20, right? It was like an 18-year-old video when it came out. Like, if the technology existed in 2004, 2005 for any country, us or somebody else, to do that, that would be public knowledge by now because either us or somebody else would have found out the hard way.
Right. No, yeah, I get that.
Like, if any country, this is why I don't buy the terrestrial military argument for real. If any country gets the technology to destroy the United States, like to absolutely fuck us up, like, they're going to do it because that's what we have done to the rest of the world for decades and decades and decades. There will be no, like, oh, it's flying over. What is it? No, it's going to be bam, 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 bam. This is what it's like to live anywhere else any day, you know?
Oh, man.
That was a little dark. I've been trying not to get political on the show. But, like...
I mean, you're not wrong, unfortunately. But, yeah, that's... I don't know. That's a scary thought.
Well, bit of a bummer.
Right. Well, we can assure our dear listeners that we'll stay on top of
we will
any
stay
developments
on the air. Yeah. We will get right on to Podcastle to record an episode as the bombs are falling for you guys. You won't be able to listen to it. It won't finish.
I don't know if I'm prepared to make that. So, well, okay.
We'll do a TikTok live that 11 people watch while the bombs are falling.
And I was going to say, do you see the number go down?
No, I'm gonna say it's like we're doing like an apocalypse stream and we're presenting it as like we're gonna stay with you, but we're just streaming into the void the whole time. It's just like nobody's tuning in. It
says number of viewers. It starts at like 3 million, and then it starts ticking down to like 15.
Oh my god!
All right. Well, let's close here. Maybe on something a little lighter. This comes to us from CNN Travel.
Oh,
this is by Fred He.
At the every time you tell me the domain. I think it's just become a little tick where you do that. I feel I'm not that impressed actually.
No, it's a little endearing though, because it's like I'm doing a magic trick, right? CNN Travel like something legitimately like surprising or.
I know. I thought you meant it's a magic trick that you can just get me to conveniently give that reaction whenever you name a news site. It's like we'll be in the middle of a conversation. ABC News, woo,
Right. This is by Fred He, Alex Strongberg, and Jack Guy, all from CNN Travel. Man stopped at customs with 100 live snakes down his pants.
That story was a 3-person job, huh?
Yeah. Well, it took. Well, that's kind of a lot of snakes to count. If you had to count this many
you think that the reporters have to go in and count the snakes?
you want some help. Like,
you think they're like, you think they look at the police where they're like, all right, send in Wolf Blitzer. We got to confirm Wolf Blitzer, get your snake counting gloves.
Well, I think what it is the first reporter's there, and he's trying to count these snakes, and you put them in, you got a pile, you pick one up, you put it, but then they all
right,
they're all slithering around, so you call your buddy, and then he tries
they
to
look
hold
so
them.
similar too.
Right.
It's like you can't actually count
Right.
like
You couldn't
pieces
tell
of
them apart.
pasta in a
Right.
bowl of
Exactly.
spaghetti,
right? So so ultimately you end up with 3 guys there, which make 3 guys is probably about right to count 100 snakes.
Yeah, no, it is about right, I think. Man, 100 snakes in your pants, huh?
Yeah, this is from Hong Kong. Man was caught trying to smuggle more than 100 live snakes into mainland China by stuffing them into his pants.
Well, all right, so at least he picked a country that's chill about stuff.
Yeah, right. If you want to try to smuggle something in, go. China's probably where you want to.
Yeah, because I'll just tell them, I'll be like, it was a fucking joke. Like, it was a bit, guys. Chill.
Right. Yeah.
What are you yelling at me for? I don't speak Mandarin.
Customs officers in the southern Chinese city of Shenzhen intercepted the man traveling through Fushan port, a checkpoint between Hong Kong and mainland China. They said on Tuesday, during inspection, officers found 6 canvas drawstring bags sealed with tape in the pockets of his pants. You want to talk about some cargo shorts?
He had 6 canvas drawstring bags in the pockets of his pants, huh? What?
Right.
I'm trying to picture that. At first, I thought he was just wrapping snakes around his legs, right?
Right, but no, they were
bagging.
He had 6 bags of snakes, and my inclination was to think like, well, but baby snakes are like juvenile snakes can be pretty small, but looking at the picture here, it shows like the bags are like pretty good size, like just shy. Maybe I would say
like duffel bags.
No, about the size of like a throw pillow you'd put on your couch, right?
Okay.
So maybe 18 inches, but 6
That's
of
still,
them.
I don't think I could put one throw pillow like in my pants.
Right. Containing steaks.
I'm 5'5",
104 live steaks. Yeah.
Too many.
Yeah. 5 species of snake were later identified: milk snake, western hognose snake, corn snake, Texas rat snake, and bull snake.
So it was, sorry, can you repeat? It was Texas rat snake, bull snake. You said hot dog snake? Or did I make that up? I might just be hungry.
Western hognose snake.
Western hognose snake. Yeah, I legitimately think I'm just hungry because I did hear hot dog snake and I'm having hot dogs tonight. So
there is a milk snake and a corn snake.
A milk snake and a corn snake. Oh, that might have been it. Oh, because I heard the corn probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard of milk snakes and I've heard of corn snakes. And so I never so on the East Coast and where I live now, there are snakes, but they're none of them are venomous. It's all like garden snakes, basically, or garter snakes, or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
I don't. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say none of them are venomous.
I figured you wouldn't want to put that in your snake.
This is gonna come as a surprise. 4 of them are not native to China. In case the name Texas rat snake didn't clue you in that
it's not the Texas province.
Right. Yeah. Doesn't say if he'd been arrested or not.
Presumably, I feel like you get arrested for trying to smuggle 104 snakes into mainland China.
I would assume so. I'll go so far as to say I would hope so.
Well, so they said this guy was Taiwanese, right?
No, I don't think it's. Yeah, it just says a man.
Okay,
he's traveling from Hong Kong to mainland China. So.
Oh no, if he's from Hong Kong, yeah, he's fucked. Like you are fucked if you're from Hong Kong. Like in theory, you could be somewhere that they're just gonna kick you out, but like Hong Kong is not that place. because they,
right,
like there's a political situation there that we really can't go into in the last 10 minutes of the podcast. But
you're right.
Like it's pretty serious. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
Man,
so we'll focus on the snake smuggling.
That is illegal there. I know that.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, you said like you're not you haven't been around or lived somewhere where there are like wild snakes. Have you had any? I guess what I'm thinking, these are clearly like these are going to be pets, right? Like these are for collectors, or is that? Have you ever had like?
I've never had a pet snake. I could not get over the idea of having to feed a pet like either a dead or a live rat. I mean, I think you're supposed to feed them dead rats because the live rats will fight back. But like, having to feed your, I like mammals. I think I'm good to stick with mammals. I could maybe do a lizard, but I don't think I could do a snake. Nothing wrong with it. I've seen people snakes. Sure. I think at our old job we would occasionally see people snakes, and they had some very cute and nice snakes. But for me, I like my dog, and I don't think I could get that same connection to a snake.
No, I get that. Yeah. But it's just what, like, I mean, presumably a country as large as China has their own snakes. Like, I don't know. I don't know if these are like, these are particularly handsome snakes.
Or particularly sociable. Like, if it's a more sociable breed, or if it's something like, I mean, there could be any number of things. It could be about protections. It could be about sociability. It could be just about, like, if you are a snake collector, you probably just want some weird snakes too. Like, people also get weird exotic pets that are not good pets. Like, we've covered the guy with the pet gator. We've covered, I mean, like Pablo Escobar famously like had a bunch
with the hippos.
We covered the Pablo Escobar hippos. I mean, tigers, lions, bears get taken from like drug kingpins' houses all the fucking time. So like,
right. But no, you're absolutely right. And I wonder if maybe we haven't done a Spotify question yet. What do you think? What snake are you smuggling into China?
Yeah,
what's the snake most handsomest snake that you'd be willing to smuggle?
Jason, can I be so bold as to propose a modification?
Please.
What snake should Jason Strong be forced to smuggle into China by me?
All right. Sure. I'm not saying I'll do it. I'll consider it.
We'll make him do it, guys. Trust me. I have more dirt than he does. Let's just say he does this podcast because he hit me with his car when I was 3. So he actually owes me quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. He never lets me live it down.
Yeah.
I have like.
Well, neither did you let my brother.
Oh, zing.
Anyway, guys.
Yeah, that seems like we're done here.
Good place to wrap up. Thank you guys so much for listening to Underworld News Tonight. I always can't tell if some of these episodes are like funny or if it's just like me genuinely being delirious today. I think this is a good episode. If you liked it, if you think it was a good episode, you can find us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Underworld News Tonight. Get some clips. You can follow the show wherever you get your podcast. Answer that Spotify question. What snake should I force Jason to smuggle into China? Pick your favorite story in the Spotify poll.
And if you didn't think it was a particularly good episode, go ahead and keep it to yourself.
Yeah, literally shut your fucking mouth. Like, you think you could do better? Is that it? Like, why don't you try it? Because we're putting ourselves out there every week and facing your rejection. So, like, how fucking dare you, honestly?
This takes tremendous courage.
It takes tremendous courage. People could throw a microwave at us anytime.
That's right. I'm on Jason V. Strong on Instagram. Look, tomorrow there should be some new artwork coming out in preparation for Squonkapalooza.
Squonkapalooza.
So look forward to that. Yeah.
August 10th, Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Come through. It's gonna be super cool. Check out Jason's art too. Yeah. I'm Andrew Michaels. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Andrew Michaels Comedy. I'm posting shorts. I'm posting all sorts of little updates on YouTube. I do stream games right now twice a week. Doing Indie Tuesdays where I'll pick a random indie game and stream it, and then Thursdays I'm doing my Minecraft stream. I've never really played that game before, so I've got people popping on to help me. So come in, check it out. Nothing this week because I am, well, actually Minecraft stream will pick up this week, but nothing Tuesday because I'm traveling.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah, and if and if you want to share your crank conspiracy theories that clearly demonstrate that you haven't listened to the podcast at all, send us an email and
Underworld News Tonight at gmail.com. We will talk all about it because at the end of the day, like, if you're being attacked by microwaves, you need to tell the two people that can help the most. Two podcast hosts who used to work at a call center and want to die every day.